story time. We've heard about the telepathy tapes and how people with autism are able to communicate telepathically. But this also works for those who have Down syndrome. Anyone who has an incapacity or is nonverbal can also communicate in these higher realms of consciousness. Today, I had a beautiful experience. I was at the trampoline park with my kids, and there was a teenager who had Down syndrome. He was there with his caretaker. I realized that he's trying to communicate telepathically with the caretaker. And he realizes that I'm realizing that, right? So he says to me, tell him my shoes are uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, man, sure, you got it. So I go, and his guides are also like, give them these hints on how to increase the telepathy. I'm like, okay, all right, everybody, all right. So as a good psychic medium, I go up to this person and I say, are you open to receiving a message? Because you should never just tell somebody something. Always see if they're willing to. And usually I don't do this unless it's an instance like this. So I tell him, and the man says, yes, sure, I'll take it. And I tell him those things, give him the pointers from the guides and the telepathy, and then tell him about the shoes. And he's like, oh, that's so funny because his mom just had to return a pair yesterday and we just got a new pair. I wonder if those are still uncomfortable. And so I was like, oh, maybe, yeah, that seems like it. And so we talk a little bit, say goodbye. I go back to my kids. Then I hear a giggle in my head. And it's this gentleman again, the young gentleman. And he's like, can you tell him that I want a haircut, a fancy haircut, the one with the lines? And I'm like, oh man, I can't tell him that. Like, I just bugged him. And he's like, please, I won't make you say anything else. And I was like, okay. So I go and I tell him that he'd like you to give him a fancy haircut. And he's like, oh, that's so funny because he's like, the one with the lines. I'm like, yeah. He must have seen something in my phone because I'm a barber. His mom won't let me cut his hair though. And so the young gentleman comes over and his caretaker asks, do you want me to take you to get a haircut? No. Shakes his head. And then he says, do you want me to give you a haircut? And goes, yes. And nods. And he's like happy because he's been heard. He's been seen. Everybody knows what's going on. So trust that there is so much more going on than just what meets the eye. We are all interdimensional beings that are capable of so much on a higher realm of consciousness. Lean into it. Everyone's capable of telepathy too. So don't shy away. Hope this story hits home to somebody.